Hello and welcome back to the channel and to the latest episode of Goji's Thrift Box, where we pull a random item out of the thrift box and tell the story behind it. So let's see what's in the box today. What the hell is that? Let's find out. In 1962, the Topps Trading Card Company released a new series of trading cards called Mars Attacks. The trading card series centered around an attack on Earth by Martian forces and Earth's counterattack against the alien planet. The artwork on the cards was done by Wally Wood and Norman Saunders and featured a wide variety of bizarre attacks and torture of humans by the Martians. Although popular with children, much like the EC comics of the 1950s, the graphic card set caused an outrage from parents. In response, Topps repainted 13 out of the 55 cards to reduce the amount of gore and implied sexuality, but eventually halted production of the cards altogether. An expanded set of reissue cards called Mars Attack Archives were released in 1994. In 2012, Topps released a 50th anniversary set of cards called Mars Attacks Heritage. And in 2017, a brand new set of cards was released called Mars Attacks The Revenge, which featured a story that was a direct sequel to the original 1962 set. And here I have a complete set of that 2017 release. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Most of the cards I'm going to show you are relatively tame. There are some really graphic cards in this set. And I don't want to offend anyone by showing scenes of torture, dismemberment, or animal cruelty. But, you know, if you're into that, you can pick up a set of these. So here's the synopsis. Planning to enact revenge on the Earth, Mars 2 sends sleeper agents through space. Disguised as humans, the Martians infiltrate our society, allowing them to take over most of the Earth. In desperation, scientists visit the one Martian POW from the First War. Probing his brain, the scientists are able to create a ray that renders the Martian technology powerless. The Martians then retreat to fight another day. Here we have cleaning up the cities. And you have this giant ant here that's was unleashed by the Martians and has been destroyed. And you can see the gross out nature of the cards. And this is a relatively tame one. There are cards much worse than this one. Attacked by rats, we see a Martian shrinking down a human. Liberty for none. Some sort of giant mechanical kraken attacking the Statue of Liberty. Nature strikes back. We have a Martian there about to meet one of Earth's apex predators. That's not going to end well. Rebuilding the robot army. Nice 50s, 60s style giant robot. Hunted by hounds. A couple of Earthlings tried to hide from the Martians and their giant creatures. And White House in flames. Washington, D.C. being attacked by a giant Martian war machine. So from these you can get an idea of what these card sets are all about. And if you put all the cards together, they do tell a story. And on the back of each card you get a text synopsis of what's going on in that scene. Mars Attacks has also been featured in a large number of comics since the 1990s, from publishers like Topps Comics, Image, Dynamite, and IDW. There have been numerous Mars Attacks crossovers in comics, featuring Judge Dredd, Kiss, Popeye, The Real Ghostbusters, Transformers, Red Sonja, Savage Dragon, and John Carter of Mars. In 1996, Warner Brothers released director Tim Burton's star-studded adaptation of the Mars Attacks card series. The film starred Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Michael J. Fox, Sarah Jessica Parker, Rod Steiger, Natalie Portman, Lucas Haas, Pam Grier, Jim Brown, Jack Black, Tom Jones, and in her final film role, Sylvia Sidney. The film grossed just over $101 million on a budget of $80 million, with an additional $2 million spent on marketing. And the film is considered a box office bomb, with a current Rotten Tomatoes score of just 56%. But to tie in with that film, toy maker Trendmasters acquired the license for Mars Attacks toys. They released a full range of action figures, spaceships, and roleplay toys. The Trendmasters line was split into two different aesthetics: the movie toys that closely resembled the original trading card designs, and a reimagined comic book inspired line, which is where this toy comes from. This figure is the Search and Destroy Advanced Armored Mechanism Arachnoid, or Sadama for short. Like many of the toys in that Trendmasters line, this figure originally came packed in with a floppy disk that contained a game program. Anybody remember floppy disks? So basically this is a giant mechanical spider that the Martians use as a war machine. It has a little helmet that comes off, and it also has a removable canopy, so you can see the Martian driver in the center there. These canopies are hard plastic, but the rest of this figure is made from rubber because this is a bendable figure. There's a wire frame in here, so you can bend all the legs into different positions. And it is actually a pretty cool little sci-fi monster toy. You could probably use this fighting some army men, or maybe some monsters from the Trendmasters Godzilla toy line. There are actually a lot of pretty cool toys in that Trendmasters Mars Attacks series, especially the spaceships. But because the movie bombed, that line didn't last long, and some of those toys, especially the ships, can command some hefty prices on the secondary market. And for comparison, here's a newer figure of a Mars Attacks character from the Super 7 Reaction line. In 1988, Topps released a card series that was sort of a spiritual successor to Mars Attacks, called Dinosaurs Attack. The story of this series is that a time travel experiment goes wrong and transports dinosaurs to the present day, where they cause carnage and wreak havoc in many graphic and bloody ways. Where Mars Attacks was a parody of alien invasion films, Dinosaurs Attack is a parody of Creatures on the Loose films, like Godzilla and the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. For the Dinosaurs Attack series, Gary Girani of Topps wrote the story and sketched out the cards. Herb Trimpe, famous for his work on Marvel's Incredible Hulk, Godzilla, and Shogun Warriors, did the full pencils of the cards. And Earl Norem, famous for his work on Conan and Masters of the Universe, did the finished paintings. In 2013, IDW published a 4-part comic book miniseries that was done by the same creators that did the card series. So here are 3 packs of vintage Dinosaurs Attack trading cards from 1988. Let's open these up and see what we get. I do not recommend trying to eat 35-year-old sticks of bubblegum. You'd be better off chewing on shards of glass. Each pack contains a sticker featuring a different dinosaur torturing humans. Oh, what is that Parasaurolophus doing? That's not right. We'll just cover that up and make believe we didn't see that. I prefer the Dinosaurs Attack card series over Mars Attacks simply because, as you know, I have an affinity for giant monsters. There's the cover card. Lunch break. Snacking on a school bus full of children, that's wonderful. Bashing the BMT. Classic dinosaur attacking a train scene. That's taken from the original Godzilla film. Rock concert carnage. Awesome. A lady in distress. It's not a disaster film unless the Statue of Liberty gets destroyed, right? She's always the first target of invasion. Blue Water Savage Death. Here we have an homage to a 1960s monster film called Gorgo. Entombed. A dinosaur has manifested in the same space as a group of humans. That's horrible. Here's a fun card. Lights, Camera, Carnage. We have a dinosaur bursting through the set of a Godzilla film. And that's it for my look at the history of Mars Attacks and Dinosaurs Attack. Hope you enjoyed that little trip into the Thrift Box this week, and I'll see you in the next video.